This is Ben Davison. Subscribe to Stephen Icon.
Right, I hope you're all having a great day. Weekend is nearly upon us. Happy days. Now, I was going to do this video yesterday, but I kind of ran out of time. So I'm going to do it now for you guys, which is the Ring Magazine's new rankings. More specifically, Tyson Fury is now #1. Reason being, Anthony Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz Jr. this past weekend. Tyson Fury was #2, so now he's been elevated up to #1. Joshua dropped down to #4. So we'll go through the list real quick and have a little chat about each of those. And then we'll get into some scenarios where the Ring Magazine heavyweight title could be on the line. And we'll cover all the basics of that one. So, #1, Tyson Fury. Of course, last time he got a draw with Deontay Wilder. Most people felt he won that one, and Wilder got a gift draw. That's what I agree with too. I think Tyson Fury won that fight. But regardless, the Ring Magazine also believe that, which is why they put him above Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury, he's going to be fighting Tom Schwarz next weekend over in Las Vegas, an undefeated 24-0 fighter. Is it the kind of fight that most people are excited about? No, probably not. But fact is, as far as Ring Magazine and other sanctioned bodies go, he is fighting a legitimate heavyweight contender who's undefeated. So he will get a lot of props as far as the rankings across sanctioned bodies and, of course, the Ring Magazine for that win. He won't get a massive amount, but he will get something. #2, Deontay Wilder. Of course, he beat Dominic Breazeale last time out, and he is officially the WBC heavyweight champion. Shouldn't be. Paper champion is for sure. Tyson Fury should be. But regardless, the real situation is he is the WBC heavyweight champion, and he's going to be fighting Luis Ortiz next. We haven't seen any official confirmation of this outside of Wilder saying that he's going to be fighting Luis Ortiz, then Tyson Fury. So we really have to take it as a pinch of salt until it's officially announced. But that seems to be the plan anyway. Andy Ruiz Jr, #3. Of course, he come from like nowhere really and went right the way up to #3 after stopping Anthony Joshua, dropping him to the floor 4 times. Also, he hit the canvas himself for the first time in his career too. But getting that win and becoming a unified heavyweight champion puts him in at #3. But he's not #1 because of where he was before the fight. Again, this is based on who you beat over the last few fights, what happened in those fights, etc., etc. So he got a credible win over Anthony Joshua, moved right the way up due to the fact that Joshua had a very, very high points recognition or a point standing before this fight. But so he moves up to #3. Joshua drops down to #4. #5, Dillian Whyte. He's had some great performances over the last year and a half, 2 years, and he's going to be taking on an undefeated Oscar Rivas on July the 20th. Again, if he defeats Oscar Rivas, which we all I'm expecting to, he may actually leapfrog Anthony Joshua, potentially. Luis Ortiz, #6. He lost to Deontay Wilder just over a year ago, and since then he's had 3 fights against gatekeepers, I suppose you could call them, and now he's in line for a fight with Deontay Wilder in a rematch. Again, if this is going to be officially happening. So he's ranked #6. #7, Alexander Povetkin. He hasn't fought since he lost to Anthony Joshua, but he was supposed to fight recently, but for whatever reason that didn't come off. But I would fully expect Alexander Povetkin to be in a pretty decent fight soon enough. But either way, he's in at #7. #8, Joseph Parker. Again, he had back-to-back defeats to Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte. Then he fought Alexander Flores over in New Zealand and did exactly what I wanted him to do, which was go back to his old ways of pure aggression and nastiness. And that's exactly what he'd done, which is why he got the win so emphatically. But now he's going to be fighting Eric Molina very, very soon as well. A win over Eric Molina is not going to do too much for his career other than just give him a win in the column and maybe give him a couple of points. But is that win going to overtake Alexander Povetkin? Potentially, but we'll have to wait and see. Adam Kalinacki, listen, he's had a great last few fights. Gerald Washington was a decent win for him. Charles Martin was another decent win for him. And of course, Arthur Spilker against his fellow countryman was also a decent win for him too. And he will be taking on Chris Arreola next as well. So yeah, I think Adam Kalinacki, again, a rightful top 10 in my opinion. And #10, Kubrat Pulev. Pulev, very, very inactive for quite some time. He's supposed to have taken on Anthony Joshua back in October 2017 and hasn't really done too much since that point. Well, since he got injured and had to pull himself out of the fight. He's taken on Fury. Again, that was a very decent scalp. And last time, Bogdan Dinu. That was a pointless fight, no point whatsoever. Bogdan Dinu lost to Jarrell Miller, only the fight before. But Kubrat Pulev is now the IBF mandatory. So, listen, I wouldn't expect him to be taking on any kind of decent opposition because he wants that title shot, doesn't he? And, of course, he's going to be hoping that Andy Ruiz can hold on to the titles in a rematch with Joshua because he will probably fancy his chances against Andy Ruiz more than what he would against Joshua because Kubrat Pulev has never really fancied that Joshua fight. But anyway, that is the top 10. So let's talk about the Ring Magazine heavyweight title. Currently, it's vacant. And the reason that it's vacant is because the previous holder, Tyson Fury, was inactive for so long. And when he was coming back, he wasn't going to be taking on any of the top guys anytime soon. In fact, his first fight back was against the first Fury. So the Ring Magazine said, listen, we need this to go in hand with the lineal. Of course, that's what ideally what we want. But you need to be defending our title against top opposition. You fight against the first Fury or Francisco Pianeta, etc. Not really the kind of level of opposition that we deem worthy. So they stripped Tyson Fury of it. It's all amicable. Tyson Fury fully understood. But now he's back in at number 1. So let's look at the scenarios. Let's say Tyson Fury defeats Tom Schwarz. Deontay Wilder defeats Luis Ortiz. Next fight will be Tyson Fury versus Wilder. As it stands right now, the Ring Magazine at heavyweight will be on the line. It's a very, very important title for all fighters. Ultimately, listen, there's no real sanction fees. There's no real kind of point to having it outside of the fact that a lot of people will rate the Ring Magazine, especially when it goes hand in hand with the lineal, as the number 1 in the division. The Ring Magazine is very, very important, especially from a boxer's point of view and from a lot of fans' point of view. It's ultimately, I suppose you could say in some ways, the fans' championship. That's like the people's champion. So Ring Magazine is important. So if Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder win their next fight, then these two guys fight, there's a very good chance that the title will be on the line if the rankings stay as they are. But of course, we know at the end of the year, Andy Ruiz Jr. will have his rematch against Anthony Joshua. Of course, we're still waiting for confirmation of the exact date and where it's going to be, but it does look like it's going to be the Principality Stadium in Cardiff, Wales, either last week or 2 of November or early week or 2 of December. But the winner of that one, due to their rankings, first of all, and due to the fact that Joshua had so many points, a win over Andy Ruiz Jr. would propel him right the way up to number 1 by a clear number 1. Also, if Andy Ruiz Jr. wins as well, again, that's another huge scalp. So therefore, it's a very good chance he will be propelled as number 1, at a minimum, number 2. So it's unlikely that Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder will fight for that belt, purely because these guys are not going to fight before Joshua and Ruiz get their rematch. It's possible, it is possible, but it's quite unlikely. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. But either way, at some point, you would hope that the title is going to be on the line. In an ideal situation, it'd be on the line for undisputed. It's an extra trinket, so therefore there's no arguments as to who is the number 1. So for me, I think that perfect scenario would be the winner of Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder will take on the winner of Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua for undisputed, and the Ring Magazine title will be on the line at that point. But ultimately, we'll have to wait and see. But it is unlikely that when Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fight, it's unlikely that the Ring Magazine title will be on the line unless they arrange their fight before Joshua and Ruiz have theirs. Is there going to be a battle of the promotional companies? Is there going to be a battle of, let's get this fight done quicker to make sure that the Ring Magazine title is on the line? Maybe Andy Ruiz Jr. and Joshua, as in Eddie Hearn and, well, not necessarily Al Heyman, because he'll favour Deontay Wilder, of course he will. But Eddie Hearn may try and get Joshua and Ruiz to have their rematch before Wilder and Tyson Fury. One of the reasons, first of all, to get the belts back from his point of view, hopefully, and also to make sure that the Ring Magazine title is not on the line for Wilder versus Fury. Well, we'll have to wait and see, but hopefully we should get a more clear picture once Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder have their fights with Tom Schwarz and Luis Ortiz, we'll see where the land lies. And ultimately, we'll have to wait and see what the dates are for Fury-Wilder rematch and Joshua Ruiz. Joshua and Ruiz rematch also, as to when the title will be on the line. Is it important? Are you guys bothered about Ring Magazine? Anyway, you let me know below. Do you agree that currently Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight on the planet? Is this the kind of rankings that you guys go by, or do you look at the sanctioned bodies? Do you look at BoxRec? All that kind of thing. So anyway, you drop your thoughts below about it. That Tyson Fury is number 1. Deontay Wilder is number 2. Ruiz, 3. And number 4 is Anthony Joshua. But as I said, you've got the likes of Dillian Whyte can have a fight before any of these guys. And he could end up jumping Anthony Joshua. Potentially. Anyway, you drop your thoughts below about it. Click thumbs up and of course subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.